Hare Krishna. Okay, let's start. హరే కృష్ణ. లాస్ట్ ఇది మనకి కృష్ణ కథలో చెప్పుకోవడం. యా ఎట్లానే ఉందా? యా కృష్ణ కథలు, కృష్ణుడి కథలు చెప్పుకోవడం అంటే మొన్న లాస్ట్ వీక్ మనం ఒకటి చెప్పుకున్నాం. ఏంటంటే కృష్ణుడి కథలు చెప్పుకోవడం అంటే, కృష్ణుడి గురించి మాట్లాడడం అంటే, కృష్ణుడు మన నాలుక మీద ఉన్నాడంటే మనం డైరెక్ట్గా కృష్ణుడితో ఇంటరాక్ట్ అయినట్టే. అన్ని కథల్లోకి మనం మోస్ట్ ప్రియమైన కథలు ఎవరికి మనం ఏదన్నా మనం ఎవరు సారీ అటు స్పీక్ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్ కదా, ఐఎమ్ సో సారీ. యా స్పీకింగ్ అబౌట్ కృష్ణ, లిజనింగ్ టు కృష్ణ కథ is like interacting directly with Krishna, because when we talk about Krishna Katha, when Krishna, the name Krishna is on our tongue or the word Krishna is in our ears, it is like we are directly interacting with Krishna. That too, the happiest moments in Krishna, for Krishna also, the reason why Krishna has taken birth also was to enjoy the loving nature of Mother Krishna. So Krishna Kadalu, when Krishna was telling, Krishna enjoyed his maximum with Yashoda Mata. So when we talk about those pastimes, when we talk about the life of Krishna at that age, Krishna will be more pleased, and because he also comes and hears, he also enjoys along with us. So it's nice to hear about Krishna Kadalu, not just knowing the story, but there will be a lot of inner meaning to each story. So what we do is we must try to understand the inner meaning of each Krishna Katha. So we have studied about Krishna's pastimes, like Damodara Leela. We studied how Krishna tests us, and how little distant he'll be from us. Only when we pass the test, we go to Krishna. And in Krishna eating mud also, we learn lot of things, like he proved to his mother that he is God. It's not that he proved, because I have explained to him elaborately why he has done all that. He has showed to his mother that the total creation is from him, and he is also in that only. That's how he has shown. And various killing of various other demons, and all his naughty deeds and all that we have seen. So now this time today we'll start with a small story of Dhenukasura. Like Krishna, as we have already discussed, why did one reason for Krishna coming to this earth is to to please his devotees. In the sense, most of the demon he has killed are not very serious criminals. They were his devotees in the past life, and because of devotion, we become pride. We think, I am a devotee, I am great, Krishna is with me, I can do anything. We develop this kind of attitude. Once we develop this kind of attitude, the moment that ego comes, the moment we think I, then finish. Then the Krishna disappears from us. That means we forget Krishna. We equate ourselves with Krishna. And what we do is we do some mistake. The moment we do some mistake, that too, doing a mistake is different. And we do the mistake to a devotee, to a true devotee, we will be cursed, or we will have to take the punishment. We will have to undergo the karma. So that, like that, Dhenukasura also was not a very bad character, but in his past life, he was son of Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj was a great devotee who had his own negative qualities, because of which he got the opportunity of Vishnu came all the way down and killed him. So he was also this, because he was the son of a great king. He was enjoying very much, I mean, all round, and he disturbed Valmiki Muni, and then not Valmiki Muni, Viswamitra Muni. Sorry, I wrote here. Sorry. He Valmiki Muni doesn't give sapam. It is Viswamitra Muni who gives. It is Viswamitra Muni. Viswamitra Muni, and then Viswamitra Muni curses him to become a donkey. And then what happens is, Krishna, this Bali Chakravarti is the son or grandson of Prahalada. So when he killed Prahalada's father, he said, because you are such a great devotee, I personally won't kill anybody, in your Vamsam. That's how. That's how he has given. So what happened is, here he has become a donkey, and then he comes and then he stays in a, I mean, like, donkey means it's not an ordinary donkey. The donkey, I mean, is of the genes of a Rakshasa. So he stays in a forest nearby to Vrindavan, and then in that forest there are many beautiful trees. There are many beautiful trees, and the beautiful trees means not in the sense of beauty, but in the sense of they give a lot of very good fruits. So the fruits are very tempting, very juicy, very good smelling, and all that. So when people try to go there to get the fruits, these donkeys used to kill them. So nobody used to enter that forest. So one day, like every day, Krishna, Balarama, and the crowd, they were going into the forest. They were going into the forest. What do you call it? I mean, with the cows, and then they just walked, and they walked, and they, unknowingly, like normally for our materialistic thing, we think unknowingly, but Krishna, because he wants to give, curse relief to this man, he takes them there. So after going there, they get the beautiful smell of the fruits. Then all his friends wants to go there. So okay, Krishna allows them. Mm, and then boys wanted to eat. Krishna goes them, and then this man comes and tries to kill Krishna. Like, so what he does is, immediately he just takes that donkey, and then revolves it round and round and hits it onto the wall, and then it dies. That's how. Uh, so after killing this, the forest has become very clean, and no more devils or donkeys there. So all his friends enjoyed the fruits, and also along with that, all the new birds, animals, everybody came into the forest, and it became a very beautiful forest and a peaceful forest. And then he started enjoying. So next we are going to Kaleya Mardhana. Kaleya Mardhana means this is also a very famous pastime of Krishna. Famous means all of us know that Krishna has killed a big snake in a lake, and in a lake to rescue everybody there. So we'll discuss about this Kaleya Mardhana. So one day again the same story. Krishna along with his friends goes to the forest, and they go deep inside, and then they feel hungry and thirsty, and some of his friends go and try to drink the water from the river, from a lake which is a subsidiary of Yamuna or whatever. And so they drink. The moment they drink the water, all of them faint. So Krishna, with his blessings, after all, they are all his loved ones. So just with his look, he just gives them relief. Then everybody, as if Krishna doesn't know, everybody tells him. So this is what this lake is very dangerous. Whoever smells itself, this lake is so poisonous that whoever just smells itself, they die. It's such a poisonous lake. Then what Krishna does is, immediately Krishna goes and why it is like that means there is a what is serpent in it. Serpent is a big snake in it, which is poisoning. Whatever poison is coming out of the snake's mouth is going into the water, and the water in turn is becoming poisonous, and then everybody are dying. That's what it is done. So immediately there is a Kadamba Vaksha just next to the next to. The lake, the only tree alive there, maybe because all the trees and everything are dead there because of the poisonous gases. Why this kadamba tree at least is alive is because Garutmanta has put a drop of amurta on it. Why did Garutmanta put a drop of amurta on it, and from where did he get it? It's the story here. So here there is lot of history, there's lot of not history, there's lot of background for this also. In Satyuga, mostly in Satyuga, there is a Muni called Vedasira Muni in Vindhya Hills. Like he will be doing some penance there. So one more Muni comes there, Avasira Muni comes there. So this Vedasira Muni did not like somebody coming there, and for no reason he gets angry. And then he curses him to become a snake, and then always live under the fear of Garuda. That is the curse he gives. Then this Avasamuni gets upset. What have I done? After all, I have come to Vindhya Hills. Vindhya Hills is a property, it's a natural property of everybody. Everybody can go there. What, for no mistake of mine, why should this man kill me? Is the question there. So what he does is immediately he curses the Vedasira Muni as you become a crow. So, because for no fault of others, because we have some powers, we should not punish others. So it happens like that. But in turn, what happened is both of them are very senior devotees of Vishnu. See, even though we are very senior devotees, and then we do lot of good work also, if you don't have control on ourselves, that is, if we don't have control on our senses, like what we do is panchendriyalu, what we do is pratyaharam, that means control of senses. If we don't have senses, what happens? We keep on doing wrong things. Like we don't have the sense of mouth, we eat wrong things, and then if you eat wrong thing, what will happen is our bodily mentality changes, where what we are, what we eat is a very clear thing. Everybody accepts, in whichever country it is, whichever medicine it is, whoever it is, any knowledgeable person agrees we are what we eat. So as we are what we eat, so if we don't control our mouth, we go like that. If we don't control our tongue also, and if you just talk whatever comes onto our mouth, just because we feel we are very great, we will definitely receive the punishment. So here we should understand one thing: just because of no fault of others, we should not curse them. Even if there is a fault, there is no need for us to try to punish them. There are people who can do it. So this control of senses is very important. Just because this control of senses doesn't happen, so big wars happen, big stories happen, and a lot of families collapse and all that. So control of senses is the primary thing. We should control our eyes, in the sense we should not see wrong things. Like that, we should control our ears. We should only hear what is right. Like Mahatma Gandhi says, three monkeys, no? Like that, even food also we should control. So here what happened is they get the curse. So in turn, both of them, after getting the curses, they feel bad. What is this we have done? So they go and take the shelter of Vishnumurti. When they take the shelter of Vishnumurti, Vishnumurti says, okay, you are becoming, like when there is a curse given, nobody can reverse it. So they only give relief to the curse. So Vishnumurti says, okay, that's fine. So as a now the curse is that you become a snake, and Garuda keeps on it. Garutmanta. Garutmanta is the king of birds. That is on Garutmanta, Vishnumurti travels. So if Vishnumurti wants to go somewhere, he goes on Garutmanta. So he says, okay, Garutmanta, if my foot is on your head, but the day I put my foot on your head, from that day, Garutmanta will not eat you. So he gives that relief. And to the crow, he says, you are a crow, but uh, because you have been following my footsteps all these days, and because you have really not done any mistake, I just give you one benediction that you are going to be a very transcendent, you are going to have very transcendental knowledge. You are going to be like, you are going to have knowledge of yogis and siddhis. You are going to have the highest knowledge of past, present, and future. That is the thing he gives to the crow. Then Avasamuni during the time of Rama, he becomes Bhusanda on Mount Nila, and he was a devotee of Ramachandra. And he was a very powerful man, and he knew all the meaning of all the scriptures, and also recited Ramayana to Garuda. So I mean, later they become close. So here, what the story continues like this. There is, we heard about Sapta Rishilu, the main mean the rishis who are the root cause, mean the like fathers. From them only the total like their children has come, and we are one amongst them. So out of that, Karshyapa Muni is one amongst them, but he is not a very, I mean, austeric person. So his children, like in our SSR classes, we have studied, no, that there are different classes of birth, and Durlabha Manusha Janma, and we are the highest class, and the lowest one will be born in the water, trees, like that, water, trees, plants, animals, birds, like that. We have given different steps. So the children of the lowest category are from Kashyapa, and he has got two wives. Their names are Vinati and Kadruva and Vinati. So Kadruva has a son who is Garutmanta. We talked about Garutmanta just now, no? The king of the birds on whom Mahavishnu travels. And Vinati has like millions and millions of children. Those children are nothing but snakes. So she has got millions of snakes, and out of them, some of them are very dangerous, some of them are normal snakes. So, but as they own the same husband, they are jealous of each other. But in general, Vinati is a very soft and nice lady, but Kadruva is a very jealous lady. So one day, what happens is both of them go to one river shore. Uh, Not, they don't call it as a shore. River would do what you call this bank. They go to the river bank, and on the other side of the river bank there will be a white horse. So casually, Vinati says, "Oh, that horse! It was a pure white horse." So Vinati says, "Oh, such a beautiful horse! It's spotless. It is white in color." It was a casual statement what she did, but this Kadru, she is such a lady. She wants to counter everything what Vinati says. So what she does is immediately says, "No, it is not white. Its tail is black." So, but Vinati says, "No, no, no. I see it very clearly. It is very white." So Vinati, Kadru just wants to prove herself. What she does is they both of them are getting to argue. Then finally Kadru says, "Okay, I'll prove tomorrow. Tomorrow let both of us come again or go that side, and we'll see. From now we cannot go because it's quite far off and there's no means we can go. So we shall come tomorrow and see whether the tail is black or not." So Vinati says, she was very confident. She says, "Okay, we'll come and see." Then Kadru says, "Okay, we will have a competition here. Whoever loses, their children have to do service to the children of the other people." To the other, I mean, like Vinati moves, she has to serve. Vinati's children have to serve Kadru. Kadru loses, her children has to do service to Vinati. That is how it goes. That's how they have agreed. So the next day, now Kadru knows that the tail is not black, and so Kadru knows that she is not going to win. So what she does is she calls her son, the snake, one of the snakes, black snake. And he says, okay, now you go and just rotate around the tail so that the tail looks black from a distance. So her son does it. So next day when they go and try to go closer, they see that the tail is black. So Vinati lost the competition. So, but because she's a soft lady and nice lady, she really doesn't suspect. She says, okay, maybe yesterday I was mistaken. So she, in turn, her son is Garuda. Garuda has to now do service to the snakes and the snake's mother. And so she ill treats him very badly. And finally, he goes and then asks her, okay. And it's not only Garuda who does this, even Garuda's mother, Vinati, also does the service. So he doesn't like her mother doing. So he goes and asks her mother, her aunt Kadru, how do I get my mother relieved from this bonding? Then she says, okay, you go to Swargam and then get Amrutam for me, for my children. If you get Amrutam and give me, immediately your mother will be out of bondage. So this Garutmanta goes, he fights or whatever, a lot of things happen, and then in turn he gets the Amrutam. So he gets Amrutam in a pot and then gives it to Kadru. And then Kadru, and then he relieves his mother and they go away. So what the snakes do is, the snakes go and then to drink the Amrutam, they are supposed to take bath. And like whenever we want to take prasadam, we try to take snanam and then do it. No, that way they go to the lake to take a bath. So immediately when the pot is kept on the shore, at the same time Indra comes and takes away the pot. Pot of Amrutam. So then just a drop of Amrutam falls there, that the snakes go and lick that. That's why they say there is a cut on the tongue of the snakes. That's what he said. So that way Garuda has brought Amrutam once. That is the time when he has put one drop of Amrutam on the tree which is next to this lake. So after that, after now his mother is free and Garuda is free. So he has got that revenge in him. These snakes have made my mother work so badly, so I must now take revenge. This Garuda is very powerful. So wherever he finds a snake, he keeps killing them, eating them, killing them, eating them, and killing them. So slowly the snakes get bewildered. They don't know how to escape. They don't know what to do. So in turn, they go to Brahma and then ask Brahma to give rescue. So Brahma gives a compromise between Garutmanta and snakes. So Brahma says, okay, now don't eat them as you like. Okay, now that they are lost, daily one of them will come to you as food. So daily you will get they themselves will come and offer themselves to you as your food. Just eat that. Don't eat whatever comes across. I mean, he can't eat, no. So what he used to do is just kill it, eat it, or throw it off, Like that, he was killing the total snakes. So Garutmanta agrees. So that it goes like that for some time. Then later, that also again they goes and ask for a compromise. They say, okay, one day when Garutmanta was in a very nice mood, they offer them with very good sweets, nuts. Normally, these birds, they like nuts and fruits, not snakes and other things they eat, but they're natural. This thing is nuts and fruits. So they offer him beautiful for nuts and fruits. And then when Garutmanta was enjoying, they say, okay, Garutmanta, please, you are killing all of us. From this time, every day we'll offer you nuts and fruits. You just kill only one snake per month. That also Garutmanta agrees. So afterwards, what happens is one day, the turn of this actual the Muni who has started this total story, Vedasera Muni, he was born as Kalaya Sarpa. He is the Kalaya Sarpa. So his turn comes, and he is a very gigantic snake. And because this Garutmanta was eating just only one per month, what happened is this Kalaya, his turn came very late. So by that time, he accumulated a lot of poison. He just keeps accumulating within himself, and then when the turn comes, he just refuses to offer himself, and he has a big fight with Garutmanta. And the fight goes on very seriously. And then finally, Garutmanta, this Kaleya could not win Garutmanta. The fight goes, so Kaleya keeps running from one loka to other loka, one loka to other loka. It keeps running. And finally, and this Nagendra is also a snake on which Sri Mahavishnu lays down. So this Nagendra is none other than Balrama. Balrama is none other than Nagendra. So what happened is he goes and takes the shelter of Nagendra. So Nagendra says, okay, here I have to tell one more story. Nagendra says, okay, you go to Vrindavan, there is a lake there called Kaleya Lake. You go and take shelter there because that is the only lake where Garutmanta cannot come. Why like that? There is one story, because you just, why I'm telling all these stories is we studied about karma long back, 2 3 months back. All of us know what is karma. And we also studied how karma attacks us, like how karma will be linked one karma to other, one karma to another. Whatever good, bad, whatever we are enjoying, we know how it is getting interlinked. Because of this we get this punyam, because of this we get this papam, because of this we are undergoing this, and all these things we learned previously. See, if you just see this story, you can see how things are getting related. Here what we are trying to just start is why this kaleya, why this snake is in this lake. Just for to understand why the snake is in this link, it started. Where did it start? It started with two rishis just fighting for no reason, and then that landed up into two wives quarreling. That landed up into something, and here it landed up into one more story. One more story. What that story is? There is one rishi. His name was. So not Surabhi. Saurabhamuni. His name was Saurabhamuni. This Saurabhamuni is a very great Rishi. Like he thought, if I am all around here, like whenever I see something very interesting, I am getting tempted to it. So let me not get tempted. And so what he did is, with his powers, he goes into the lake and he sits under the lake and does penance there for hundreds of years. He has got so much of power. Under the water, he could stay for hundreds of years. So, uh, so when he was doing that, one day he saw two lover fish there. When he sees two lovers there, he also gets things. Arey, why am I sitting here? If I go back to normal life, I will also have some lovers. I also can enjoy my life. See, after doing penance for such a long time, also how our eyes, when we see something what we don't want to see, also how our eyes get attracted to it, is what we learn here. So immediately what he does is he comes out of the lake. Okay, I can get more into the story, but that is not what is important. He goes, he changes his shape, he marries 50 people, he has a lot of children, and then he realizes what mistake he has done, and again comes back to the lake. So he stays there, and then because he is in the lake, he takes care of all the fishes there. And this Garutmanta, before all this happened, one day what happened was, normally these birds, they eat fish in the lake. So he once, when he was eating, what he did is he actually went and caught the kingfish of the lake, and the main kingfish of the lake died. So when then all the fishes were feeling so bad, then this Saurabhamuni gave a this thing to Garutmanta saying, you can never enter this lake. So that lake is the only lake where Garutmanta cannot enter. See how this karma keeps on saving us, how karma acts on us and things like that. So that is the only lake where Garutmanta cannot enter. So what happened is, so then Brahma, was it Brahma what I told? Yeah, not Brahma, Nagendra. Nagendra tells this man that whom tells Kaleya that you go and take rescue in that lake, because that lake Garutmanta cannot come. That is how Garutmanta, the Kaleya, comes and settles in this lake. So Garutmanta cannot come here. So Kaleya was safe. Even then, after going, he can stay peacefully, no? He would have said, stayed nicely, no? He doesn't. His natural tendency is poisonous. His natural tendency is to give poison and kill people. So what he does is he keeps on emitting poison and then spoiling the environment. So that is the background for this Kaleya. There is such a big background for this Kaleya. So now, 1 minute. I don't know if I'm going too fast or too. Okay. So now Krishna has come there, and when his friends got unconscious, he was upset. And then what he did is, so when that is that tree which is next to that lake, only that is the mm, what tree was that? Not Aswagandha. I told you the tree. Mm, the tree was the only live tree there. And so Krishna gets onto the tree, and from that tree, all his friends keep warning, no, no, don't, Krishna, don't go there, because that's a poisonous lake. He just jumps into the lake. So once he jumps into the lake, he just goes inside the lake, and everybody thinks Krishna is also gone. So they all get very frightened, and all of them immediately run back to Krishna's parents, saying, see, this is what Krishna has done. So all the total village, all of them know that once somebody goes into this village, into this lake, it is a total poisonous lake, and so nobody can live anymore. So all of them come, and then what they see is they don't see anything. This lake very peaceful, so they don't see Krishna there. So Mother Yasoda cries, and she tries to jump into the lake, where she is not allowed, and then she faints. She thinks her son is no more, and then she faints, and then nobody can do anything. So it happens like that. So what happened is Krishna goes deep inside, and goes into it, and then there Kalaya, as usual, emits poisonous gases. What will poisonous gases do on Krishna? So nothing will happen to Krishna. And so there they have a very tough fight. Very tough fight. Like he tries to kill Krishna, but how can anybody kill Krishna? But then what happens is Krishna finally goes and stands on the head of the this thing, Kalaya. And then when he starts, and then also this Kaleya has number of heads. It has some hundred thousands of heads. It and tails. It tries to go and catch Krishna with its tails, with its head, and then tries to catch it. But the Kaleya's wife, they all know who Krishna is. Actually, Kaleya also knows who Krishna is. But the arrogance, the ego, the proudness make us forget that we cannot that he is a person who has to be respected, who has to be worshipped. So he tries to worship Krishna, kill Krishna, whereas his wives, they pray Krishna. And then there will be a very big fight that happens inside. And then first Kalaya just emits fire. With that fight, with that fire, normally everybody are burned. The villages are burned. The cities are everything is burned. That fire comes, and then that fire, nothing will happen. Then he emits poison. Very strong poison. Nothing happens. Then he emits blood. That means the total thing came out, and so finally he dies. Everything, the water, everything, he dies. And then it comes out, and then Krishna stands on it and dances on it. See, it's such a poisonous. A lot of people on this earth, they say we are gods. Can any one of them hold a snake? When there is a snake there, they just run away from there. All the people who claim themselves to be gods, just ask them once, I will give you a snake. Can any one of you hold it? Just a minute. Somebody is ringing my doorbell. I'm sorry, there's somebody rang the bell. So, what am I telling? Where was I? Uh, this serpent. These people, those who claim themselves as God, just we can always ask them, see, I'm believing Krishna is God, but you are believing the other person is God, fine. Can he go and hold a normal snake, what we call as a water snake, which has no poison? At least that snake can you hold? The moment they see, they run away. The way Krishna danced, such a horrible snake, that too such a slippery, you can understand what kind of slippery surface it will have. He has done beautiful dance. These are some of the proofs that Krishna is different from everybody. This deed cannot be done by everybody. These Leelalu, why we study these Krishna Leelas are just to understand, just to build confidence in us that the Krishna he is a different personality. He is much, much, much uncomparable to all the human beings. Nobody who can claim themselves as God. That's what we have to understand. So this Nagapatni is also because they worship Krishna, they understand who he is. When they reward him with lot of jewelry and other things, and then they send him out. And so Krishna also comes out, and finally this man almost, they're not this man, this Kaleya almost loses everything, and he faints. And then when he is unconscious, then afterwards he surrenders to Krishna. So when he surrenders to Krishna, Krishna gives him benediction, and he says, okay, you and your wives no more stay in this lake. This lake is good drinking water, is required for the village here. You go to the ocean, Ramanaik Dvipa. There is a Dvipa by that in one ocean. So you go there, and then you stay there. Then this man says, if I leave this place, Garutmanta will come and kill me. Then says, Garutmanta won't kill anybody, whoever has my footsteps on your head, on their head. So my footstep is on your head. I stood on your head. So Garutmanta will not kill you anymore. You can go and do that. So that is Kaleya Leela. It's a big Leela. So next is flute. All of us know the moment we think of Krishna, we remember his flute. And the most mesmerizing thing with Krishna was his beauty, his Aishwarya. We know about all his Aishwaryas, but the equal beauty that Krishna can emit was the music with the flute. He gives beautiful music with the flute. Because why he's able, okay, whatever Krishna does is always beautiful, there's no doubt about it. But here, because Krishna loves playing flute, because understand one thing, whenever we love doing something, we do it in a great way. When we do it with the difficulty, when we don't like doing it, we do it half-hearted. Krishna has no requirement to do something what he doesn't like, but still, when he does something what he likes, we can just imagine how beautifully he does. And Krishna loves playing mutes. And his flutes also, it's not that he just had one flute, he had many flutes. So that is after his flutes only he has taken the names. And it mean like all the people around, the cows, calves, they also used to understand like Krishna when he calls them with the flute. Like every cow, normally the way we are putting names to our dogs in the house, every cow, even though they had lakhs and lakhs of cows in their under them, they named each cow. So every cow has a name. So some cow goes into the forest and doesn't come back. Krishna used to call the name of the cow on the flute. So immediately that cow used to come back. So, and Krishna's flute also has various names. One flute is Venu. Venu. That is why he is called as Venu Madhava. So that flute means Venu. So that is how he is called as Venu Madhava. And one more, each flute has got different what you call characteristics, like the length, the number of holes on it, and things like that, the shape, the way it is made, and things like that. So another flute is called Murali. That is why we call Murali Dhara. That means who is owning a flute, who is wearing, putting on a flute. There's always a flute with him. And we call him Murali Krishna. And the third variety of flute, what he has is Vamsi. That also, these are the things. And out of all these flutes, the longest flute is the Vamsi flute. And like why he has chosen flute is one thing. Flute has got holes in it. That means the bamboo stick with it is got holes in it. Normally, whenever something has got holes or something, we don't normally discard it. We think we don't want it. It has got hole. But today your story is different. If there is a hole here, we like it. We put lot of holes on our jeans pant, and then this is the fashion. We put lot of holes on our t-shirts and tops. We like it. We put two holes here and then say we like it, right? All of us, the more we have holes on it, we like it more. So that way. So normally in those days, whoever had holes on it, it was not liked. So that flute also, Krishna doesn't have anything like a defective one or a good one. Everything Krishna used to like. And it is a hollow thing. What is it? It's a bamboo stick basically. It is totally hollow. So hollow can hold something, like something. If only it was a thick stick, there is no way the wind will pass through it. That means it cannot hold. So it cannot hold. So that is the reason we also, our mind should be hollow, in the sense it would be empty. Only if our mind and if our heart is empty, the Krishna bhakti can enter it. And also once one stick has asked, come and ask flute, see flute, you see you are always on the lips of Krishna. What a fortune is it yours? You are always on the lips of Krishna. What is that fortune you have done? I mean, the same thing the flute said. See, when I was made, when there were some holes made in me, I tolerated and allowed the holes to come on. So that is how the music is coming from me. And that's how everybody is loving me. And so if only I had not allowed the holes to be formed, I would not have been loved by everybody now. So that way, whenever there is a hardship in our life, we should not think it is for the disadvantages. It is for the advantages. So only whenever there are problems, lot of problems that come, we should accept them. And this flute also, that is how there are many kinds of flutes. And the flute, because it is hollow, it is giving the music. That way, I mean, like the air that is pumped into the flute comes out as beautiful music that is pumped out. That means whatever, if the air is blown into the flute properly, a beautiful music comes. If air is not blown properly into the flute, the good music don't come. That way, what is in is what is out. That means what we put in is what we get out. What is in is what is out. So we should always put only good into us, so that only good comes out of us. That means we put bad negative thoughts, anything negative through these panchendriyas. If only we put negative into us, we will emit negative only. So we should always only put good into us. This is also very important what we should learn. So every day morning, Krishna always keeps playing flute. Like one day in the morning, he plays it with a lot of excitement, saying to Vrindavan that I am going to the forest to enjoy there all day. And afternoon he plays for the enjoyment of all the animals there, the birds, the animals, the peacocks, the cows, everybody. Like they all used to come and assemble around him. And like we say, with music, the rock melts. The rivers, the Yamuna river, which was flowing with the music, it used to go back. Like And the calves, they just forget drinking milk, and they used to keep sitting and enjoying the music. So it was so happy. So that in the evening, when when the Krishna's flute was heard, the total village knows that Krishna is coming. So it used to make all the villages very happy. Mm. And next, those who have knowledge of music, they will understand it. There will be different notes in the music. So like every note Krishna played, there was a different effect that was happening in the around him. Like when he played the first note, Lord Shiva, who was dancing in Kailasa, used to miss his steps. That means Shiva was supposed to be the best dancer. And Brahma Kumaras means they are the sons of Brahma. They are great meditators. So their meditation used to break with such a beautiful noise. And then Brahma, all of us know what is the responsibility of Brahma. He used to forget his identity. That is how, and we studied in the last class how Brahma tested Krishna. All this happened because they were so much mesmerized and they used to lose themselves. The best amongst Gandharva was Tumbura. Tumbura is in music, he is the topmost singer. He used to forget singing because there is something more beautiful which was happening. Uh, and like that, just for the first note, the things used to happen like that. The second note, Yamuna used to forget its direction of flow, and it used to travel in the reverse direction. The third note, in the nights when Krishna was playing, Krishna, moon used to forget moving, and it used to halt there. And the fourth note, the cows used to become motionless. Sometimes they used to forget drinking water. They used to make their ears like vessels. Like they have big, big ears. So they used to make them as vessels, and they try to put the music in the vessel. Like when we, like this music, how it happens is they just come, enter, and go inside. We think it's over. When the song is over, it's over. So what they used to think is, let us hold it here. Let us keep our ears like vessels and keep the music there. They used to hold it. It was so beautiful. And the fifth note, gopis, all the gopikas were attracted. Sixth one, the seasons used to change. Seventh, the seasons used to miss. Eighth, and the eighth note was exclusively for his love Radharani. It was just for her. And so here, and also the flute had six holes in it. That means the six holes resemble six anarthas, which we have kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, mascharyalu, which we are not supposed to have. The six notes resemble that. This is how a flute is taken. So this is about the flute. Next one is Krishna stealing clothes. So this is one contradicting. Thing in the total thing. All of us first, when we say Krishna, oh, Krishna is a bad boy because he stole the clothes of ladies, which is bad. Definitely, it is very bad. Nobody should do it. So, and also he married so many people. All those things are the negative things on Krishna. Actually, because we are all children, I was told not to discuss about this, but I thought you can understand better. Because when we are learning that somebody is God, we should not have any bad thing on him. So let us understand. Here, the first thing that happened is the pictures, what we are seeing here is wrong. Krishna, this Leela happened when Krishna was in Vrindavan. When did Krishna leave Vrindavan? When he was 7 years old. When he was 7 years old, will he like to tease girls by stealing their clothes? The first question, no. Definitely Krishna would not do. If it is a teenage boy, 15 years boy, 16 years boy, 25 years boy, he would do it. But he was just a 7 years boy when he left Vrindavan and went off. And so, first of all, the pictures which we are seeing, even the picture which I am showing is wrong. These are just the pictures available. It's a wrong picture. And now, what is the reality? Krishna, those gopis, whoever were there, were all 5 year, 6 year, 4 year old girls. They were just the old girls. Like those days, I mean, dressing was not like this also. They were just put with some minimum dress and they were just left off on the roads in their childhood. Like we don't have diapers and things like that, just leave them alone. That kind of tender, and they were, and these gopis, I understand, they're the most beautiful girls, and all of them, they all are mad after Krishna, even at the age of 6. And Krishna was such a lovely person, and such a but everybody wanted to marry Krishna. These gopis, they wanted to marry Krishna, but these gopis, Krishna is the son of Nanda Maharaj. I mean, a very, very rich family. They have lakhs and lakhs of cows. But these gopis were all daughters of some small level employees. So when they go and ask their father that I want to marry Krishna, they would immediately say, no, you cannot marry him anymore. There are very rich people. How can you do this? So, and those days, just understand one thing. The customs in those days was, they used to, the girls, the boys, they used to get married at the age of 6. Like we normally treat it as a wrong notion now, saying that is balya vivaham, which is bad and all that. But the customs, how it happened those days was, there was a lot of meaning in it. The girl used to get married at 6, and the boy was not a 60-year-old man or a 40-year-old man. He was also some 80-year-old boy only, same age. And after the marriage, what they used to do is, the girl used to go to the in-laws house, and the boy used to go to the education. The boy was, and both of them never lived together. Either the girl was at her mother's place or her in-laws place. So the advantage what they had was, from the age of 6 to 8 years, the girl was always in the in-laws house. So what is the house she knows? She knows, as she knows, her house is her in-laws house. So, like now, what is happening when a girl gets married at the age of 25 years, 30 years, she has got very strong opinion that my in-law should be like this, my house should be like this, my husband should be like this. Why? Because she lived in a family, she doesn't want anything different. But those days, the girl is moving to the in-laws house at the age of 6, and for her, all her knowledge is from her loving mother-in-law. Mother-in-law definitely used to take care of her very well, teach everything properly, and they had that mother-daughter bonding. So that was how it was. And the boy, after he finishes his education, he used to come back, and after that only they used to start living like a wife and husband. Till then, even though they were married, that is because, why they did it is, most probably my understanding is that they wanted, like like to adopt themselves to the new environment. The boy knows at the childhood itself that I am married, I am bonded to this girl, so I have to be nice to her. Let me not look at any other girl. That's how a boy thinks. And girl also thinks, this girl, this man is, this is my in-laws, this is my life, this is what it is, this is their customs. Let me live as per that. So that is how they were living. And it is not like the child marriages which happen now, like for the sake of money, an old man marrying a young girl, and then a lot of things, not like that. It was a tradition of that age. So at the age of 6, all these girls, they wanted to marry Krishna. And one more thing, I think I have already told you, as per our scriptures, as per our Bhagavad Gita, I don't know whether it's already covered, or Krishna tells that I am the only male. That means the creator is the male, and all the living beings in this creation are females in different bodies. That female, it can be in a male body, it can be in a tree body, it can be in a female body, it can be in a fish body. Here, the meaning of female in the sense is, the person who serves is what it is. So here, all of us are meant for serving Lord Krishna. That means we are all wives of Lord Krishna. That means these girls are already the wives of Lord Krishna. It is like this: a fish in the water doesn't realize the importance of water around it. it just doesn't understand that I am living for because of this water. Like that, these gopis also, they wanted to marry Krishna, but they never realized that we are already his wives. That is how they were confused. So every Kartik Masam, every morning they used to go and do special prayers for Durga Mata. Kartik Matam, they used to do prayers for Katyayani Mata. See, here again we are saying main god, demigods, and all that. See, we have to, when a girl wants a good husband, she can go and pray to Katyayani, and because Katyayani Mata, she's a mother. So the mother who will give us the best benedictions, what we want, nobody else other than the mother knows what we want. So that way, it is Katyayani Mata who can give. That is she is none other than the Uma, the Chandika, the Parvati, the Jagadamba, and she is the mother. On Lord Shiva is the father. Mm. And so we need the blessings of these demigods to fulfill our wishes also. We can always pray to this demigod saying that please take me to Krishna. That kind of a request we can always make to them. So they were doing lot of penance, spiritual things, like every morning they used to get up, go to Yamuna river in the morning at 4 o'clock, take bath, and then do with a mud. They used to make a Katyayani idol with mud, and then do with Gandham. They used to do a lot of prayers, and then they used to, whole of that month they used to eat only khichdi, non-spicy khichdi. Non-spicy means the khichdi what we make will be very tasty, but what they were making was without salt, without pepper, anything, and things like that. And they were doing, but what they did not realize is that it is the material body which is here, it is not the spiritual body. Spiritually I am Krishna's wife. That way they wanted to, they never realized. Krishna wanted them to feel that they are not this material body, they are spiritual bodies. This material body is unimportant. This kind of thing cannot happen to any one of us because we don't have Lord Krishna. Because when it comes, see, there is no secret between Krishna and ourselves. All the secrets are between we humans. When it comes to Krishna, he is everywhere. So there is not secret between Krishna and ourselves. That realization is lost in these gopis who are day and night worshipping Krishna, and who are day and night penance Krishna, and who wants to marry Krishna. So that realization Krishna wanted to give them to a 6-year-old girl. Be very clear here. Krishna was about 7 years old, and these gopis were 6-year-old. So that is where. So why did Krishna ask them to come out? He wanted to make them understand that this body is important. You are anyway my wife. There is no secret between both of us. That realization he wanted to give these girls. That is the reason why this has happened. See, Krishna is definitely dead against this kind of things. We know when Draupadi was being insulted in the Sabha, it was Krishna who gave her clothes. Krishna will never do this kind of mischief or this kind of wrong deeds. Krishna, understand, we'll be very clear. Krishna was a 7-year-old boy, and these gopis are 6-year-old, and they were wanting to marry Krishna, and Krishna wanted them to understand that they are already his wives, and there is then what they have is a material body, and the material body is unimportant, and they should not think that the material body should go and marry Krishna. That realization Krishna wanted to give gopis. This is the secret, one of the secrets for doing this. So I think you people got little clarity, and there are many, many, many more reasons for this kind of a dates. So never misunderstand Krishna for what he has done. Even marrying 16,000 wives, there is a reason. Marrying 8 wives, there is a reason. For everything, there is a reason. Okay. So I think all of you are clarified on this point. Now, Brahmana Patnis. This is the next one. So today in today's lesson, there is less of Krishna and more of my talk. And in previous things, there was more of Krishna. But anyway, to understand Krishna, all these things are very important. So one day what happened was Krishna, Balarama and all these Gopas, they just went into the forest for with the cows. And the cows went inside. They normally keep following. And after going inside, they just realized that they came there without it having their food in the morning. So what Krishna says is, or everybody goes and to Krishna and says, Krishna, Krishna, we are feeling hungry. So what does Krishna say? Krishna says, okay, there is a village next to, very close. There today there is a big yajna, some ritual is going. So a lot of beautiful preparations are there. Go and ask for it. And Balaram also tell them that it is Krishna and Balarama has come. And they also told the Gopas, you go and tell them what is your opinion on us, because everybody believes that Krishna is God, and you explain them why you feel that we are gods. So these Gopas go there. After all, they have personally felt, they have personally experienced Krishna as God. So they can definitely, just by reading, if I am talking so much, a person who really experiences the God, how much can he tell? He goes to the Brahmins and the Brahmins who are doing rituals. So he goes and tells the Brahmins, see, Krishna and Balarama has come. They are just very close. They are so and so. They are so and so. They are so great that this. They explain everything and say they are feeling hungry. Oh, there are a lot of food cooked in your house. Please give them to Krishna. So these Brahmins says, no, it cannot be given to Krishna because they are all for offerings. They say, Are Krishna is the God. To whom else do you want to offer? Do you want to offer to these demigods? You got a chance to offer to Krishna. Please give. That man, those Brahmins says, no, we cannot give. So they come back. Then Krishna says, okay, leave them. Now you go to the Brahmana Patnis and then ask for it. Then they go to the Brahman Patris and then they tell. Because in those villages, all around the villages there, they all heard the stories of Krishna and they all know who is Krishna. So immediately the Brahman Patnis jump up. They say, Hare, finally we were, all these days we were looking to see Krishna and now we got an opportunity to serve Krishna. So come, we'll go. And they packed everything. And so when they packed all the food cooked and they were going, their husbands, all the men in the family protest them. They say, if you just go and serve all this, these are all, you made all this to offer for the prayers here. How can you take them to Krishna? Then he says, no, they are I mean, he is the God. It is for him. When he physically is coming and asking for us, why are you struggling to give these demigods? And so she immediately, they all, I mean, they understand one thing, that if we turn against our husbands now and leave the house, they will not allow us anymore into the house. They know that. In spite of this, here the main point is this: all of us face problems in the family, thinking, if I do this, my mother will get angry, my father will get angry, my husband will get angry, my wife will get angry, my friends will leave me, my teacher will beat me, my neighbors will laugh at me. These are the main problems for all of us, including me, to get into or to practice Krishna consciousness. But we should understand what is important for us, what is the ultimate. What is the ultimate? These are all temporary things. We should understand this. So these patnis, this Brahmana patni said, okay, if you don't want to us to come back, we are not coming back. We are going. And so all the Brahmana patris took all the food and went and offered to Krishna. And then Krishna prays to all of them as a motherly this thing, and they have some very nice time. And finally, Krishna eats that food, and Krishna says, now you go back. Then the Brahman Patni says, no, we are not going back. After all, finally we got the chance to come to you. After coming to you, now you have to take us back to Goloka. Why are you asking us to go back into this material world? But Krishna says, no, not like that. You have to go back to Gokul. It is still, you have got some other things to do. It's not a time. You please go back. Your husband, they say, no, our husbands are not going to allow us to come anymore into the family. But then he says, no, don't worry. They will allow you. You go. Then, but then they come back to the house. when they come back to the house. And because the Brahmin boys, the Gopas have already told the Brahmins who Krishna is very clearly. And Brahmins otherwise also know who Krishna is very clearly. And now when their wives have revolted against them and did this, they must have tried to convince them what they're doing. So because of all this, they were also convinced that Krishna is God. But they refused to pray Krishna because these Brahmins are all under the control of Kamsa. They fear that if we pray to Krishna and if the information goes to Kamsa, we will lose all this richness, all these blessings what we got from Kamsa. This is again the important point. See how the Brahmana Patris could detach themselves for serving Krishna, and how because of the material benefits, how the Brahmins could not detach themselves from the materialistic lust and were attached to the materialistic lust. So finally, what happened? So the Brahmins automatically they will take number of steps, and number of lives, and then the Brahman Patris will go to Goloka. And one more thing I would like to say is that time, 10 minutes is there. I'm finishing. Normally, normally, understand this, a girl means these days it's not there. That means not the thing is boys means it's a better opportunity in life. Girls means it's a less opportunity. But understand one thing, in God's creation, one is all are same. Next thing is to reach Krishna, to go back to Krishna, for a girl, for a housewife, for a mother, it is easier than for a man. Very simple. Her responsibilities are what are making it easier for her. Her responsibilities, what are her responsibilities? Her responsibilities are to her responsibilities are to take care of her husband, guide her children, take care of her children, take care of the family in the direction which will take them to Krishna. So if she does that, that means she is doing whatever she is supposed to do. When she is doing whatever she is supposed to do, she goes back to Goloka. So it's always fortunate for a person to be born as a female. Never anybody can belittle a person or look down a person that they are born as females. A female birth is a better blessing of Krishna than a male birth. This cannot be forgotten. Never think low about a female. And also, just now we have told this now, faith on Krishna. Yeah, some story I wanted to tell. Anyway, I think that story which I have already told, how we have faith on Krishna. Did I tell you the Brahmana and Narada story, which I have told you, no? That is also the faith on, Akshay says I have told. That is the faith. So whoever has more faith, here the Brahmin ladies have got more faith on Krishna, so they are going to go to Goloka. Whereas the Brahmins doesn't have so much of faith, so they will have to take number of births like the Brahmin in the story I have told. Okay. So the thing is killing of Pralambasura. He is nothing but Pralambasura. He also almost all these small demons who have like they were all Krishna devotees, but did small mistakes, and they were all relieved by Krishna in this life. Like in his past life also, he was cursed for stealing some flowers from a very saintly person, a demigod, and so he was cursed to become saintly become a demon. So one day when Krishna and Balrama they were playing in the forest, they divided into two groups and then they were fighting with each other. So the competition there was whoever loses, whichever team loses, they have to carry the people of the other team. So this man, this Pralambasura comes as a boy and joins Krishna's team. Then Krishna's team loses the game. So everybody on Balarama's team One will come and sit on one of Krishna's team. In fact, this what is Kuchel Sudama. Sudama comes and sits on Krishna. Krishna becomes like a dog or whatever animal, and they sit on cow like that, cough. And so this what this demon think is, I'll take Balarama. It's easier to kill Balarama than Krishna. Once I kill Balarama, Krishna will become weak. So Balarama sits on him, and then he takes him deep into the forest, and slowly he changes his shape. Then immediately Balarama realizes what it is, and then Balarama is also is the power potency of Krishna. So immediately he becomes very heavy, and then gives one hit on this Rakshasa's head, and this man also dies. Then, as usual, everybody hearing the sound, they come and they think again. Now the problem is for Balarama. They give a lot of donations. They take all this tea. They do all penances, and then they do. And this is also Krishna saving all the devotees from fire. So one day again they go into the deep into the forest, and then the forest catches a fire, and then Krishna says, all the boys, all of you, close your eyes, and then Krishna just takes all the fire into him, and then saves everybody. So this is what it is. Okay. So this is for today. Yeah. Stop sharing. Yeah, let me post attendance first. Let me unmute everybody. Oh.
Mataji, I know this story, Mataji. Last
Really?
time you said, na Mataji.
1 minute.
Took fire into his mouth.
1 minute. Let me just post attendance. Then.
Mataji, already posted.
Already posted, Mataji. We did attendance. Already posted, Mataji.
Very good. Very good. Right. Okay.
Ansha Mataji posted, Mataji.
Very good, Amma. That's nice. Very good. So now all of you don't answer. One after other. Any one of you who knows this story?
I know, Mataji.
Very good, Amma. I think most of these stories are known to everybody. But what I'm trying to tell is one thing: if at all there is somebody who doesn't know, they will.
I know, Mataji, this story.
So I'm only trying to tell the inner meaning, if there is any inner meaning into it, why it happened, and what we should learn from this story is one thing I want to share with everybody. I'm just not simply going and telling the story. Tell the meaning, like when I tell the Brahmana Patni story, I'm telling the difference between the Brahmins and the Brahman Patnis. How the Brahman Patnis have surrendered to Krishna, how these people are not surrendered to Krishna. Even though both of them have faith on Krishna, but one is able to surrender to Krishna.
Mataji, I know, Mataji, this one story.
Who is that? So what do you want me to do? You know the story. That's very nice. So.
Mataji, I have a doubt, Mataji.
Who is that?
Akshaya Mataji.
Yeah.
Mataji, Krishna will keep peacock's feather, no, Mataji. Why?
You asked, somebody asked me last time also. I really don't know. I asked Bhargav and Prabhuji also. Children are asking me the story. He says there are some stories, but which are not really justifying. So I don't want to tell those stories which are not really justifying. I have no idea, Amma, why he keeps it. And one day I'll just find out with 2-3 other people, and at least next week I'll try to tell you. Last week also somebody asked me. I tried to find out. I could not get an answer. There's one more Prabhuji, seeing a Prabhuji, I'll ask him this time. Okay. Yeah.
Mataji, నాకు ఒక డౌట్ ఉంది. మాతాజీ మీరు మ్యూట్ అయినట్టున్నారు.
అవునమ్మా, నేను మ్యూట్ అయ్యా. నేను అన్మ్యూట్ చెప్పి నేను మ్యూట్ అయ్యా. చెప్పనన్నా.
మాతాజీ, ఎందుకని విష్ణు గరుత్ మంతుడి మీద ట్రావెల్ చేస్తాడు?
అది ఒక్కొక్క దేవుడికి ఒక్కొక్క ఏమంటారు వెహికల్ ఉంటదమ్మా. దాంట్లో విష్ణుమూర్తిది గరుత్మంతుడు, శివుడిది నంది, బ్రహ్మది హంస, ఎందుకు అంటే వాళ్ళు లేకపోయినా ట్రావెల్ చేయగలరు. బట్ ఫర్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ అంటే అది మేబీ గరుత్మంతుడి డిజైర్ కావచ్చు, వాళ్ళ డిజైర్ కావచ్చు, తెలియదు కానీ అట్లా ఎవ్రీ గాడ్ విల్ హ్యావ్ వన్. నెమలి ఎవరు కుమారస్వామిది నెమలి, వినాయకుడిది ఏంటి
ఎలుక.
అట్లా
కృష్ణుంది మాతాజీ.
అదే నేను ఆలోచిస్తానమ్మా, కృష్ణుడిది ఏంటని దాని నుంచి. కృష్ణుడికి ఏమన్నా
కృష్ణుంది కవ్వలమ్మా.
ఏమండి కవ్వు అంటే కవ్వు ఆయన ట్రావెల్ చేయడు కదా దాని మీద, కవ్వు మీద ట్రావెల్ చేస్తాడండి.
మాతాజీ నాగేంద్రుడు కదా మాతాజీ, స్నేక్ కదా.
స్నేక్ కాదు, కృష్ణుడికి స్నేక్ కాదు. కవ్వు అంటే నేను ఆయన ట్రావెల్ చేస్తాడా మాతాజీ? కవ్వు తెలియదు మాతాజీ నాకు. ఐ డోంట్ నో, ఐ రియలీ డోంట్ నో. ఇందా నుంచి మీకు ఎన్ని చెప్తే ఆలోచిస్తున్నా కృష్ణుడిది ఏంటి అని. కవ్వు తెలియదు మాతాజీ. అంటే ఆయన ఎప్పుడు ఎక్కి ట్రావెల్ చేసినట్టు ఉండడు, ఆయనతో పాటు తిరిగేది కాబట్టి అది తెలియదు నాకు. మేబీ ఐ డోంట్ నో, మేబీ కరెక్ట్, ఐ డోంట్ నో.
ఓకే మాతాజీ.
నేను అనుకుంటా ప్రభుజీ.
నో మాతాజీ.
చాలా తక్కువ మంది వస్తున్నారు, తగ్గారు బాగా. మేబీ క్లాసెస్ స్టార్ట్ అయినాయా? జస్ట్ 1 hour కదమ్మా జాయిన్ అయితే వీళ్ళకి గెట్ సమ్ నాలెడ్జ్. మన వీక్ మిగతా టైంలో మీరు
నాకు 2:30కి అయిపోతాయి మాతాజీ క్లాసెస్.
వెరీ గుడ్. 3:30 కదా మా క్లాస్. సో నైస్. వచ్చేయచ్చు
మాతాజీ. 108 మాతాజీ.
108 చెప్తానమ్మా. నాకు ఈ క్లాస్ చెప్తాను. అది నాకు దొరకలే ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. ఒకళ్ళు ఇస్తా అన్నారు, ఇవ్వలేదు. సింపుల్ గా 2-3 పాయింట్స్ చెప్పండి, చెప్పేస్తాను. అయితే 2-3 కాదు, ఇంకా చాలా ఉన్నాయంట. ఒక బుక్కే ఉందంట దాని మీద. అందుకని చెప్పేది అయితే పర్ఫెక్ట్ చెప్దామని నేను చెప్పట్లేదు. ఐ టెల్ యూ. ఇప్పుడు మనం బీట్స్ మీద 108 చేస్తాం. ఏదైనా 108 టైమ్స్ చేస్తాం. ఏంటి 108? వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ దట్ నెంబర్ 108? వై నాట్ 109? వై నాట్ 107? అది చాలా ఉన్నాయి దానికి. మనకి డివైడ్ చేస్తే విత్ ద డయామీటర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ 108. అట్లాంటి చాలా ఉన్నాయి. సన్ యొక్క డయామీటర్ విత్ ద డిస్టెన్స్ డివైడ్ చేస్తే 108 వస్తుంది. అట్లా చాలా ఉన్నాయి. అన్ని పాయింట్స్ కలెక్ట్ చేద్దామని. మూన్ కి
కౌశని అడుగుతా ఉంది, చేతిలో కృష్ణుడు ఫ్లూట్ ఎందుకు
పెట్టుకుంటాడు మాతాజీ?
కదమ్మా, ఫ్లూట్ ఇష్టం అమ్మా కృష్ణుడికి. ఎప్పుడు ఫ్లూట్ వాయిస్తా ఉంటాడు. మార్నింగ్ కృష్ణుడికి ఇష్టం ఫ్లూట్.
ఎందుకు ఇష్టం మాతాజీ?
ఇందా నుంచి నేను చెప్పినప్పుడు క్లాస్ లో వినలేదా? మరి ఇష్టం నీకు ఎందుకు? ఒకటి కొన్ని రీజన్స్ చెప్పాను, ఇంకొకటి జస్ట్ మెటీరియలిస్టిక్ గా మాట్లాడుతున్నాను. ఎందుకు ఇష్టం లేదు అంటే కొన్నిటి రీజన్స్ ఉంటాయి, కానీ ఎందుకు ఇష్టము అంటే కొన్నిటి రీజన్స్ ఉండవు. నాకు వైట్ కలర్ ఇష్టం. ఎందుకు ఇష్టం వైట్ కలర్ అంటే చెప్పలేను. నాకు బ్లాక్ కలర్ ఇష్టం లేదు. ఎందుకు ఇష్టం లేదంటే నేను చెప్తాను. అట్లా ఇష్టం లేని వాటి గురించి చెప్తాం, కానీ ఎందుకు ఇష్టం అంటే చెప్పడం కష్టం. బట్ ఫ్లూట్ అంటే ఎందుకు ఇష్టం అనేది ఇందాక నేను చెప్పా కదా, కృష్ణుడు అవన్నీ ఒక రీజన్స్. ప్లస్ ద మ్యూజిక్, దాంట్లో వచ్చే మ్యూజిక్ ఇష్టము.
మాతాజీ అందుకేనా మాతాజీ భగవద్గీతలో కూడా ప్రభుపాద్ 108 శ్లోకాస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్
అని చెప్పాడు. ఎప్పుడైనా 108 ఇది ఒక పవిత్రమైన నెంబర్. అది శాంటిటీ ఉంది ఆ నెంబర్ కి. అది చాలా రీజన్స్ ఉన్నాయి దానికి. ఐ జస్ట్ వాంట్ కలెక్ట్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ అంటే అంతనేం లేదు.
మాతాజీ చదువుకొని అది చెప్పాలి మాతాజీ శ్లోకాస్ కి.
ఎవరమ్మా
ఎన్ని నేర్చుకోవాలి మాతాజీ?
ఇప్పుడు 21 నేర్చుకోండి అమ్మా ఫస్ట్ రౌండ్. 108 లో నేను ఇచ్చిన 108 లో ఫస్ట్ 21 నేర్చుకోండి చాలు. ఫస్ట్ 21 అయిపోయిన తర్వాత అప్పుడు మళ్ళీ నెక్స్ట్ ఇంకో 20 నేర్చుకుందాం, సరేనా?
ఎప్పుడు పెడతారు మాతాజీ?
నెక్స్ట్ సండే మార్నింగ్ 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock. అవసరమైతే 1 o'clock దాకా పెట్టుకుందాము. సో మీరు ఎవరెవరు పార్టిసిపేట్ చేస్తారో వాళ్ళు ఏ టైంలో పార్టిసిపేట్ చేస్తారో నాకు మన గ్రూప్ లో పోస్ట్ చేయండి. నేను మీ
మెసేజ్ పెడతారా మాతాజీ?
అమ్మా
మెసేజ్ పెడతారా ఆంటీ?
మీరే పెట్టాలి, నేను పెడతాను.
మాతాజీ మేము టైమింగ్ పెట్టాలి మాతాజీ. మేము
అంతేనమ్మా, నేమ్ టైమింగ్ పెట్టండి.
Okay, Mataji.
Mataji, first 21 shlokas or any 21 shlokas?
Any 21 ఏంటమ్మా, మనం in the series in the same order. First 21 in the same order. You should have the same order. Because if you learn in the same order, they will be the meaningful ga helpudi. And also next thing is, it will be easy for us to understand which one are you talking. If you keep jumping from front to back, back to front, it will be difficult for us also to learn. My voice is getting cut, whoever is talking.
Mataji. Mataji, the recitation is this Sunday or next Sunday, Mataji?
Coming Sunday, ma. Next Sunday, not tomorrow. I don't mind having tomorrow, but now you are not prepared. Last week I didn't announce properly. Next Sunday. Some children who cannot recite all 21, if they can recite 5, 6, or at least they do that. Please do that. Because reciting 21 will be easy for SSP 1 and 2 kids. But some kids who are new to this, they might find it difficult. They can just tell 5 slokas, 6 slokas. That way also they can tell. But maintain the order. Don't.
Mataji, ఖచ్చితంగా 21 చెప్పాలని ఏం లేదా మాతాజీ?
ఇప్పుడు నేను చెప్పింది ఏంటమ్మా నీకు? You maintain the same order. If you cannot learn 21, learn whatever you want, but maintain the same order. Then next time you can continue from there. Why I am giving you this option is because schools have opened. You children don't have time. I don't want to put pressure on you. Okay? But maintain the same order. Don't spoil the order. Order should not be disturbed. It should be the same order. How many ever you can, at least minimum of 5, just you say. Okay? Shall I close?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Are you able to follow? No. Here, one thing I want to ask you. You are all listening nicely, fine. But are you able to follow the inner meaning of the stories which I am trying to tell?
Yes, Mataji.
That is very important. Not just following the story. Just a story is just whatever I have told you today. I can just finish it off in 5-10 minutes. Just 5-10 minutes. That's all. Like the way I have covered the last Pralambasura. How much time did it take? Just 2 minutes, 1/2 minute. That way I can complete everything, including this killing. What is that? Kaliya Mardhana. I can tell in that same thing. And then Brahmin wife also, I can tell the same thing. So it's important to understand the inner meaning of it. Why? What is that we are learning from it? Okay? Okay, we'll stop here. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Mataji.
Rama Rama Hare Hare. So Harshit,
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare.